The Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro saw Google take the lessons it learned from its first-gen Tensor-powered devices and offer a well-rounded package at affordable prices that undercut the competition. But with those phones now established as the rulers of the smartphone world, it's time to look at what's on the horizon for the Pixel series. No matter how much we love last year's flagships, there's always room for improvement. It's still early for lots of Pixel 8 details, but we know some key details about Google's next mainline phones. This year's phones have two codenames, Husky and Shiba. Based on leaked display information for both devices, Husky seems to be the Pixel 8 Pro, with a 2822 by 1344p resolution, while the smaller Pixel 8, Shiba, sports a 2268 by 1080p resolution. Both are reduced from the current Pixel 7 models, suggesting some minor, but nonetheless welcome, improvements to Google's design chops. The Pixel 8 is smaller than its predecessor. At 6.17-inch, the screen is just a bit smaller than the 6.3 panel on the Pixel 7, putting it within spitting distance of Samsung's smallest Galaxy S23. The corners of the phone's screen seem far more rounded, more in line with the Galaxy S23 Plus than the squared-off corners of the S23 Ultra. This design tweak is seemingly confirmed by in-depth display rumors, with Google doubling the radius of its curves. That rumor also revealed that both the Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro will see brightness bumps, up to 1400 nits and 1600 nits respectively when viewing HDR content. Meanwhile, it looks like the Pixel 8 is getting a 120Hz display, perhaps to differentiate it from the Pixel 7a and its 90Hz panel. Google has also graced the Pro with a flat 6.7-inch display, matching the panel on its smaller devices. Unsurprisingly, Google isn't rocking the boat here. These renders, which come from noted leaker on leaks, show off a device that looks like a slightly modified Pixel 7 Pro. Basically, there are three basic changes here, and they all point to a minor upgrade. These renders otherwise reveal the same dual camera setup on the back in a familiar visor-style camera array. What's interesting is that Google will seemingly switch to a polished metal frame rather than a brushed one, bringing the Pixel 8 right in line with the Pixel 8 Pro. This might just be a stylistic decision for the renders, though. The power button and volume rocker remain in the same position, with Google one of only a few companies that put power above volume. First prototype leak in July pointed to a couple of big improvements for the Pixel 8 Pro. In addition to utilizing flat display edges, Google seems to be swapping to a matte finish for this year's model, at least on the black variant. The Pixel Fold also featured matte glass that was a huge leap in quality above what the Pixel 7 series uses, so it's great to see that design trend being brought to the mainline series this year. As far as its specs go, we know Google Tensor G3 is currently in testing. Codenamed Zuma, Google's third-gen custom chipset is rumored to be based on the unannounced Samsung Exynos 2300 processor. It's based on Samsung's 3nm node, which developer Kamila Wojciechowski says should be comparable to TSMC, the foundry currently relied on by Qualcomm and Apple. The current Google Tensor G2 remains a 5nm chipset, so this could improve efficiency and overall performance, both areas where the current chip is lacking. Expected to be paired with 12GB of RAM on the Pro model, as spotted in the fast boot screen in July's prototype leak. Likewise, we're also expecting Google Pixel 8 lineup to sport an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. It's still an under-display fingerprint sensor, but it should be faster than the Pixel 7's optical sensor. We're optimistic that the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor should be significantly faster than its predecessors, but doubt it will keep pace with the one on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. The flagship Pixel 8 Pro looks almost certain to come with a built-in thermometer that was shown off in a leaked video in mid-May. The feature is a contactless thermometer that monitors your skin's temperature to help you determine if you're unwell. It's not a brand new feature for smartphones. We've seen Honor include similar in the past, but this is the first time we've seen this feature on a Pixel device. This appears to be exclusive to the Pixel 8 Pro and won't be seen on the cheaper model. Finally, on a disappointing note, the Pixel 8 series sounds set to miss out on one of the most anticipated advancements in wireless charging in years. Qi 2 promises to bring MagSafe style pucks and pads to Android phones, but it's unlikely to be included on this year's phones. The Pixel 8 recently passed through Qi certification, and its listing delivers the same Qi 1.2.4 version number alongside 12 watts power limits. It's possible, though still unlikely, that the Pixel 8 Pro gets this feature, only time will tell. You'll likely have to rely on third-party cases to take advantage of magnetic pucks. At least we're getting a minor boost in charging speed. If you're discussing the Pixel series, you can't ignore the camera. Google built its successor to the Nexus program on its impressive photo capabilities, combining excellent hardware with cutting-edge software and AI-powered photo processing. In the past, we've seen Google stick with camera sensors for years at a time. It wasn't until the Pixel 6 that the company ditched the sensor it used in the Pixel 3. But with this year's lineup, that might change. Developer Kamila Wojciechowski spotted support for Husky and Shinx in Google's Camera Go app, specifically referencing staggered HDR support. It's a fresh approach to HDR photography, simultaneously capturing short and long exposures to improve capture time. However, the GN1 sensor currently used on the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 6 before it doesn't support it on a hardware level, implying Google plans to shake up its camera tech on the Pixel 8. In June, Camilla returned with more information on the cameras found in the Pixel 8 series, giving us a full roundup of all of the sensors found on Google's next phones. The Pixel 8 Pro is using a 50-megapixel Samsung ISOCELL GN2 main sensor alongside an ultra-wide 64-megapixels IMX787, which, eagle-eyed readers may note, is the same main sensor in the Pixel 7a, and a telephoto 58-megapixels GM5 sensor. Breaking this down, the GN2 is an upgraded version of the GN1 found in the Pixel 7 series, which should be capable of capturing more light while improving shutter speed performance in low-light settings. It's also capable of 8K 30 video recording, though Camilla says it's not in testing on the Pixel 8 right now thanks to poor thermal performance. The ultra-wide sensor is also all new, quadrupling its performance, presumably to allow for pixel binning when taking wide shots. It's both larger and wider than the current IMX386 used in the Pixel 7 Pro, a big year-over-year upgrade. All that said, the telephoto sensor remains unchanged, as does the 11-megapixels front-facing camera. Let's also quickly touch on the smaller Pixel 8, which, in some ways, is getting left behind the main lens. It's upgrading to the same main GN2 sensor, but it'll keep the IMX386 ultra-wide first used on the Pixel 6. At the very least, it's wider than last year's lens, which was one of our main complaints about the smaller Pixel 7. Unsurprisingly, Google is also working hard to improve night sight on its next-gen smartphones. In the latest version of Google Camera, specific code changes made with the Pixel 8 series in mind points to better low-light photography when using super residential zoom. On the Pixel 7, Google's impressive digital zoom tool only works in good lighting. Try to use it at night to your own peril. But with the Pixel 8, it looks like the company plans to expand night sight to super residential zoom shots, capturing a better image through some computational magic. And speaking of software tricks, Google might bring some of its photo unblur magic to videos. There isn't much to this rumor, frankly, it's exactly what it sounds like. This tool, called Video Unblur, should aim to do what Photo Unblur does on the Pixel 7 series, cleaning up your old footage and making everything just a bit more visible. One of the biggest selling points of the Pixel series over its past two generations has been its pricing. While the Pixel 6 Pro and Pixel 7 Pro are similarly priced to other top-tier flagships, the Pixel 6 and Pixel 7 provide buyers with some of the best value on the market. At $600, both phones managed to undercut the competition, but it wasn't close. It's unclear whether Google can maintain that pricing for another generation, but we certainly hope it can. The Pixel 7a costs $50 more than the Pixel 6a at $500, so that may suggest that all Pixel products are getting a price increase in 2023. Everything we know about new products from Google on your screens. The update will turn out to be quite interesting, so we are waiting for October before the release of new products. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, see you.